the second webinar was to get your fellow classmates involved just as you would if you were in a regular classroom. I created this little video, and the point of the video is to ask the question, is this in fact an outdoor classroom? The answer is no, that was actually my backyard. I have this little video here that I added. It's recorded from a school. Those are always nice to add to your webinar if you're going to explain something that may be a totally new concept. Then you begin to ask questions of your fellow classmates. At this point, I ask what is happening, and is this in fact what you envision an outdoor classroom to be. This is a video, or this particular slide was to show how a outdoor classroom was developed. What you see is University Place Elementary and what it looked like, the area before they actually built it. It was kind of a bog. And of course you see these wonderful young ladies. The next point of my webinar was to ask, what can you do with an outdoor classroom? And then you have the questions of multiple choice, or you can have them write their answers and stuff. It's very easy to do the interaction with the webinar system. Science, each of these are for the same thing, and these are just kind of some examples. What you're looking at the bottom are some of the lesson plans that the Alabama Wildlife Federation provides to help out teachers. This was a multiple choice for the webinar. You always want to have more than one type of way to get this class involved within your particular webinar that you're doing. So what does it cost? Each one of them would have picked A, B, C, or D, and then you talk about it and why the cost is what it actually is. And by the way, all of those are included. You can do one with as little as 250 and none. You just simply, what you saw at the beginning, the butterflies, was out of my backyard. You can simply plant some butterfly bushes, and that costs the seeds and the flower and the water to grow it. This is actually an interactive slide that I would ask the students to, I put the little website down in the box and then ask each of the students to go in and click where the butterfly is, and then from there the students would be able to go in and look at some of the lesson plans that are actually in this, so that they'll understand what it is that I was trying to present. The same thing you would do as you would in a regular classroom. So when you make your second webinar, I said the most important thing is that it becomes very interactive. The other thing was an example of just a small portion of a weekend that I went to for training on outdoor classroom down in the Montgomery area. This is a video that I felt like every teacher or soon-to-be teacher who had never seen an outdoor classroom should see. It is amazing. It's a little bit long, so this will take a little bit of time to watch.
It's something new, interesting. And this is good because those tadpoles that y'all see are what's going to be eating the algae that is growing, that is still growing in our wetlands, and that's causing that dissolved oxygen to drop. It's causing the water to not be as healthy. This is an outdoor classroom. This is a classroom without walls. My students today are looking for signs of interactions, types of interactions, ecological, interactions over here in the existing wetland area. You all give me a chance and let's explore. In the back of this school, it is a wetland, a special area that has been made by the Pasquotank River. That water that is coming off of our school building was not able to connect with the existing wetland. So there was an idea to create a stormwater wetland so that the water coming off of our school building, parking lots, and adjacent ball fields could be cleaned. It could be filtered before it entered into our existing wetland.
So it's interesting. It's a way of life here.
And instead of them opening up a textbook to look at a wetland area, they can actually come out to this area and to see it and live in color. I mean, it is real world to them. It is relevant to them, and they get to form a relationship with it. With our wetlands area, this is an opportunity to not only teach about ecology, but I can also talk about water quality. I can also talk about chemical interactions. I can even talk about or teach with the students about evolutionary changes within a landscape.
This tree is growing out of the ovary of this bigger tree.
So the students, to me, they appear to have more of an awareness that, we need to take care of our environment, because when plastic ends up in our water, oil ends up in our water, we could be drinking the very bad stuff that's in the water. It is also my hope that these students will become stewards of the environment themselves, and they will go out and preach the good word about taking care of the environment. We're on this one planet, and this is a one shot, and we got to get it right.
And of course, finally, you need to make sure that you put your references of everything that you use. That's always important to do at the end of the webinar, and allow those that you have presented it to see those. For one, it shows where they can actually find some of the information, and of course it is required. Thanks.